What is going on?
Hey guys, we're back again.
Yes.
This is episode 14 of The Good, the Bad, and the Glory. It's Nicky here.
And it's Sam.
Episode 14, bro.
Yeah.
We in there.
You think we're always going to say like the episode numbers?
I am going to, yes.
You're always going to do it? Yeah.
To remind myself.
Yeah, you know, where you came from.
We've sat here 14 times.
Yeah, we did.
It's amazing.
Amazing indeed.
What's going on? How was your weekend?
Let's see. My weekend. I was actually raptured over the weekend.
What?
I was raptured.
Say what now?
Yes. Did you hear the 23rd was supposed to be the end of the world?
No, I did not hear that. Oh, so it was for you. It was the end of your world.
Yeah. Everybody was saying, or at least someone put out a report that, you know, according to either like ancient prophecies or they did like biblical math and stuff like that, that the 23rd was the end of the world.
That's really funny.
So yeah, I was raptured, then I came back.
You came back.
So it did happen, guys. It was a soft rapture. We just wanted to make sure the rapture was working.
A soft launch.
Me and Jesus, you know, just want to make sure it's working. Hard rapture coming soon. No man knows the day nor the hour.
It's a practice round.
Yes. But other than that, let's see. Actually, this past week, my sister-in-law and my brother-in-law, they had their 5-year anniversary.
Nice.
So they did like a photo shoot, and my wife helped style them and stuff like that. You know, she dabbled a little bit in the styling game. She did a great, phenomenal job. So just want to give them a shout out. Happy 5-year anniversary. Aww. And then after that, my wife and I, we celebrated a birthday. Sunday was church. Then my worship team went out and we ministered at another church. Mm-hmm. And went out to eat with some of the members of the team after that at a place called BJ's Brew House.
Where's that?
It's in Green Acres Mall in Queens,
New York.
Borderline Long Island, Queens, New York. Mm-hmm. And it was pretty good. Yeah. It was pretty good. I had this meal called the Southern Comfort. Yeah, all kinds of unhealthy. It was just like crispy chicken patty. So you're telling me
it wasn't vegan?
No, it wasn't vegan. You know, I'm out here living this meat eater life.
Gotcha.
So yeah, it was great.
That's cool.
But yeah, that was pretty much
your weekend.
My weekend, yeah. How about you? How was your weekend?
My weekend was so busy, but it was amazing. This weekend my church turned 5, so it was our 5th anniversary at Hunger for God Church. So on Saturday, I'm part of the visionary team.
Oh, nice.
That means we're like in charge of executing events and sort of like planning and visioning. Is visioning a word? Envisioning? Yeah, all that. So that's the kind of work we do. So we the visionary team executed a party on Saturday, and we had a glow party at that event space that we always. Yeah, no, it was so dope. At Legendary Republic, we've mentioned that a few times on the show. Yes, we have. That dope event space in Brooklyn. So we hosted a party that was on the Saturday, and then on the Sunday we had an anniversary service, which was so powerful. I'm just excited to be a part of that ministry. So that was my weekend, and it was also my old church's 40th anniversary. The church that I grew up in, they celebrated 40 years. So that I did that as well. I know I'm jumping all over the place with my weekend, but Saturday night I also went out, hung out with some friends, which was cool. And I was exhausted. Like just this weekend, it was a lot going on, a lot of amazing things, but I was exhausted. So yeah, it was amazing. I had a good weekend. But what are we getting into today?
Yes, we're getting into some hot topics.
Sizzling. We have things to say this week.
Yes, we do. Funny. Oh, we got a lot to say this week.
We got a lot to say. All right. So first off, we want to shout out Bardi. That's how.
Oh, they're not calling her Bardi.
No, that's how Beyonce has the Beehive, and like every star has their fan group has a name.
Yeah.
Hers is, I think, Bardi Gang or something like that.
Bardi Gang?
Yeah. like Cardi B, but Bardi. Whatever.
Nah, guys, I think you got to do a little bit better.
Okay.
It's too close to Barbie. You know, and Nicki Minaj got the barbs.
Got you.
Yeah.
So Cardi B reached #1 on the Billboard. That is a huge thing. Because she's the first female rapper to do that since Lauryn Hill 19 years ago.
That is amazing. That is amazing. And, you know, I give Cardi B her props. I know I have been, you know, maybe a little hard on Cardi on the show because I, you know, think her likability outweighs her musical talent.
I was going to say, like, what do you think people are so obsessed with?
I think it's her. She has a great person. She does have a really great, fun-loving, like, down-to-earth.
That's what I think.
Like that girl you want to hang with.
Yeah. Kind
of personality, like, and everybody apparently who comes into contact with her wants to see her succeed.
Everybody's rooting for her, so, and I think it's almost like I do like this analysis on it, like because I like the song Bodak Yellow, it goes hard or whatever. I'm kind of tired of it, but I'm just like, why are people so obsessed with this person? And I really think it's just exactly what you said, that she's very relatable. Like she doesn't feel like a superstar. Like her responses, and I think I've said this on the show before, her responses to like success like this is just so humble. She's so humble. She's actually genuinely moved by it. Right. And I think that's what it is. And I think that she's unfiltered. You will not take the Bronx out of Cardi B.
Absolutely.
Like that's she's so real. So yeah, shout out to Cardi B. This is definitely record breaking, #1 on the Billboard charts.
Yes, shout out to Cardi.
What else? What's going on?
Next, we are going to go into Mr. Marvin Sapp, who will soon be releasing a new project. And he has started to cause a little bit of controversy because one of the songs on the album feature Mr. Robert Kelly. Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay.
So...
Say more.
I will say more. So I actually did get a chance to listen to the song, and it's actually not a bad song for gospel standards. But in my personal opinion, I just don't think you could have a song with R. Kelly, a man who is currently all over the news for apparently holding women in his home.
I don't know.
Against their own will.
Yeah.
It's just like, bruh, this man is known for golden showers.
So, listen, I'm right there with you. But to say, like, this is kind of similar to the conversation that we had about Nicki Minaj and Tasha Cobb. Do we not want him to sing gospel music?
Do you think so? I mean,
I don't know. Like, I'm with you because I'm like, dag. I don't even like when I hear an R. Kelly song at an event. I don't even do the 2-step no more. I don't step in the name of love because I'm like, this man is a pedophile and like, you know, a rapist and all that kind of stuff.
And a predator.
Yeah. So I don't know. When it comes to this, it's just like, because we made that whole argument about like Nicki Minaj and Tasha Cobbs and how, you know, like we didn't understand how people.
I feel like there is a big difference, especially with the scandal that's surrounding him now. Like,
yeah.
I feel like how is he like
able to just still be free and live his life
now? It's like someone who honestly deserves to be in jail right now. Like,
No, that's true.
Like literally is exhibiting criminal behavior.
Yep, with no shame.
With no shame.
No secrets, nothing.
Now, this is what Marvin Sapp had to say about the collaboration.
Okay.
When Marvin Sapp was asked if he felt any concern or pressure about leaving the song on the album, Sapp says, "The album was completely done. My attorney, myself, and the record company did talk about possibly pulling it. Then I prayed about it. I later told the label that I'm crazy enough to believe that the message is always bigger than the messenger. I'm singing a song specifically designed to motivate, encourage, and challenge people to listen to and for the voice of God." So I feel like there's a difference when, let's say you're trying to reach a person. Like the thing with Nicki Minaj, she's not vilified by her peers at least in that sense.
Okay.
Like, it's not like
it's not
like in the world people are looking at Nicki Minaj like, yo, this person deserves to be in jail. This person is doing something criminally horrible.
Right.
Now you bring on Robert Kelly, where even the world will be like, yo, this dude is wilding out. Like, so he did talk with his lawyers and stuff like that, and he feels like his message will be bigger than the messenger. But unfortunately, I feel like with all the controversy surrounding R. Kelly, it's going to outweigh any kind of message he could try to bring in. And it may even further diminish what he's saying on the track, just because of the controversy he's bringing in and the disgust, or the level of disgust his actions are bringing upon himself. A 50-year-old man sleeping with 19-year-olds, allegedly even younger.
Yeah.
I don't think he made a wise choice.
Yeah. Honestly, you're absolutely right. Real talk. I'm just not feeling R. Kelly right now. That's it. Like, I'm really not feeling it. I don't know whether him being on the album is right or wrong. I don't like R. Kelly right now. So, like, that's just not something that I'm willing to, like, put my support behind. Yeah. No, I'm not saying that. I wouldn't usually buy Marvin Zapp album, but
me neither.
Thank God for Apple Music. I can listen to it if I choose to.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm just not really feeling him right now. So that to me, I don't understand his decision behind that. But like you said, he said the record was already done.
It was already done. So that made me understand a bit more. Like, it's already done. It's like, oh shoot. Maybe there's some legal stuff in there where it's just like maybe certain agreements where it's like you're kind of stuck.
Yep.
Then he said he prayed, and that's what he felt like he needed to do.
Yeah.
But I think Brother Kelly needs some help.
Right.
And I would love to see Robert change his ways.
Yeah. We all do.
Yes.
I mean, yeah. I don't know.
Marvin Sapp's new album in store soon.
In store soon. Yeah. Look out, R. Kelly on the track.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. One other thing. This is what kind of, in a way, made it a little bit more worse for me, because I was like, all right, in what capacity is R. Kelly on the track? You know what I'm saying? Because I think he also wrote the track.
Oh, okay.
Which you could kind of hear. Like, R. Kelly had like a certain style, which is like, if there's one thing like R. Kelly could do, he could write a song. All right, the brother could write a song. But he's kind of like, he's speaking for like really short, maybe like 10 seconds, but it's kind of like he's preaching in the beginning, like R. Kelly. No. Like he's saying like an encouraging word. He's not really singing on it. That's his like feature on the album. So I'm just like, to have him there as like speaking to the people. That kind of made it worse than him just like singing some lyrics. Yeah. Stuff like that, yeah,
it's rubbing us the wrong way. That's there's no other way to say it. Like, yeah. So we'll see how people react to it once it comes out and everything like that. So moving on, we Facebook and I would say Twitter has been up in arms because there's this new group out. It's called Beard Game Matters.
Up in arms, up in feelings.
Yo, so I, requested to be in the group, and it is interesting. Right now, I don't know when the group started. I don't even know if the group is about a week old. It's not. It's a new thing, and it has over 1 million members of the group, and pretty much it is a thirst trap.
Absolutely.
Let me just put it out there. It's about a bunch of men posting pictures of some very nice and some very not.
Luxurious beards.
Some not so luxurious. Some of them
struggle
don't.
Beards.
Yeah, some struggle beards.
Not gonna lie.
Some of y'all don't deserve to be posting your picture. That's a 6 p.m. What is it called? 6 p.m. shadow? 8 o'clock shadow? 5 o'clock shadow?
It's like a 1 a.m. shadow.
It is not real.
Yeah. I saw someone posting about it on my timeline as well. So I had to infiltrate. I had to go undercover and sneak into this group.
So that's your reason.
So that's why I went in there.
You had to go undercover?
Yeah. I requested to, join because unlike some of the men in this group, I'm real with myself. I know that my beard is not quite on that level, all right? I don't even have a mustache, okay? So I'm struggling out here. So I saw some of these dudes and I was like, look, All right, guys. You be in the shadows and observe the comments and laugh at all these women. And then some of the dudes I'm looking at and I'm just like, all right, my wife better not be a part of, this group because I'm going to start feeling the type of way.
Right.
With their luxurious beards.
Ooh.
And stuff like that. But it's getting a little wild.
It's getting
a lot of the ladies
wild.
are posting a lot of comments that I don't even think we could repeat on this podcast.
First of all, like, people are in the group to find people. They're like, oh, single from Michigan. Like, people are out here really trying to hook up.
Yeah. Ladies, if you're looking for a black bearded brother, actually, no, don't go into this group because these men probably have at least 50 women each in their inboxes right now.
Of course. The friend requests are skyrocketing.
Stacking up. I don't think you're going to find a faithful man in this group. I'm sorry.
Right. This is not where you find your husband.
Yeah,
not in Beard Game Matters.
Yeah.
But the ladies are out here. Did you say, I think they're launching a website now?
Yeah, I think I saw them put up a post like beardgamesingles.com.
I can't. This is about to be a dating app.
It's legit about to be.
I'm sure it can turn into a dating app. And
so, ladies, I'd recommend you stay away. You're not going to be the only one. Fellas, however, if you are looking for a young lady who loves beards and you have like a real beard, okay? Like not a goatee.
That's funny.
Not an Abraham Lincoln beard like I got. Don't cover your cheeks. It just kind of go around the bottom of your face.
That's so funny.
It's not for you. But if you got a nice, luxurious beard, you could find yourself a lady and please treat these ladies nice. Don't break no hearts out here.
Right. No breaking hearts.
But yeah.
So yeah, don't get caught out here. Don't fall into the thirst trap.
I better not see any of my sisters, of my personal lady friends out here thirsting over these bearded men. Wow. Okay, nobody from my church better be out here saying, I know there is a God, on these comments.
Okay.
All right?
That came from your belly.
Sorry, just had to...
that came from your belly.
Just had to look out for my sisters.
Okay. Okay. So, finally, in our hot topics, we have Devon Franklin, who is widely known for his relationship, his marriage.
Mr. Megan Good.
Mr. Megan Good is coming out with a book that I think is the concept of the book is pretty interesting. So, yes. He's coming out with a book that is called The Hollywood Commandments, and it's a spiritual guide to secular success. So I'm just going to read a little snippet of what the description of the book says. So it reads, you can be wildly successful without losing your faith. In fact, your secular success will strengthen your faith if you allow it. Too often, we believe that success in secular environments contradicts the core principles of faith. But the opposite is true. Your faith was designed to thrive in the secular world and to transform it as a result. You may never experience the true fulfillment you were created for until you pursue the secular ambitions in your heart. What are your thoughts on that?
I honestly, I definitely agree with what he's saying. I feel like sometimes we can equate like professions, places where people work, places where, how people make their money as being worldly. Right. Where I believe the Bible is very clear where worldliness has to do with mindsets and ideals and desires. That's where the spirit of the world comes in. And when I think about stuff like that, I think about people in the Bible like Daniel, who was very successful than his ungodly contemporaries and rose very high in a quote unquote, worldly country or worldly land. Joseph, he also rose very, very high in Egypt. I feel like God doesn't want us to be separated from the people that we're supposed to be ministering to. He wants us to be there to be a light. The light needs to be in the darkness. So I feel like living for God is less about your profession, what you're doing to make money, and more about how you are a light to other people and the lifestyle that you're exhibiting. Which I believe you could do as a Hollywood producer or a musical artist, an actor, and stuff like that. Yeah. Yeah, those are my thoughts.
Yeah. So what he says specifically in this description is that you don't necessarily have to work in Hollywood for this book to be for you. And a lot of what he focuses on in this book is how to like propel your career, how to pursue new opportunities in life, how to gain or to gain greater peace and clarity and make important life decisions, how to negotiate life and career advancement, those types of things.
Yeah.
And I love the concept. I don't really separate, like, I'm a spiritual being. So everything that I do is spiritual. I
think that's the thing too. People separate like church on Sunday, everyday life,
it's
everything
secular.
else. Like, we are the church. God lives within us.
Right.
God is very intimately involved with every single detail of your life. Mm-hmm. God is not just an expert on how to pray or, how to resist temptation. Absolutely. God is an expert on business. God will give you that business plan. God's an expert in the health field. He knows how the body works. He made it. Like, right. God will give you the master plan behind all these things to make you wildly successful.
Right.
A lot of these popular corporations out here, we don't realize are headed by, Christian people. Like, I know the popular one right now is like Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
I believe Forever 21 puts like a Bible verse in their bags and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Like, and they're not worldly. They're not like, secular. The people who are obviously faithful and obviously contribute a lot of their success to the Lord.
Yeah.
And God is able to, God has wisdom for every single facet of life.
Right.
Whether it's spiritual things or things like business, things like commerce, like God knows all these things.
Absolutely. So I love that. I love where he's going with this. Yeah. I love the concept of it. I love that he is actually trying to bridge those two worlds.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. And so I think it's good that people see it that way. But like you said, I think it's great that he's trying to bridge those two worlds for people who don't see it that way.
Exactly.
Because like I said, we are spiritual beings. And so every decision that I make, whether it's for church or for work or for my family or for my life or for where I live, I don't consider it secular.
Not secular, exactly. That's really the biggest misconception. And I feel like sometimes as churches we lose out too.
Right.
Because then we alienate, the business leaders, the politicians, the marketers and stuff like that, when all those gifts and talents can be used within the church.
Absolutely.
So yeah, absolutely.
It's so funny. Yeah. So true. So I'm definitely looking forward to this. I'm an audiobooks listener. I'm an audiobooks girl, so I listen to like
with that
Audible. Oh my gosh. Especially being in school, being on the train, it's just so easier to consume books that way as opposed to actually reading them. Although I still buy the physical copy of a book. Okay. But I listen to Audible because I'm reading a million other things.
Exactly.
School. So I'm probably going to do Audible with this one. But yeah, that should be interesting. I like the concept of that one.
Yes, sounds great.
So that's what's happening in that world. For the good, we're moving on to the good section. This week, we want to talk about the good things that are happening in music. There's a lot of new music that dropped, and of course, we're listening to it. So we want to highlight some of the music, like what we're listening to this week, some albums that we are excited about that we want to highlight. So I think, do you want to go first?
Sure. Okay. Yeah. So for there's a bunch of like artists that I like. I love Christian music that can be like relatable. Yeah. That doesn't sound like it's stuck in a certain time period.
Right.
So anytime new Christian rap, urban Christian music, even worship songs, rock songs too. I love all kinds of genres of music and stuff like that. So the album I want to highlight that I actually really like, surprisingly, it's a worship album, is an album called Starlight by Bethel. And I just love it from a songwriter's perspective. I feel like not only do the songs bless me, but the melodies and the production and the songs are just really great. You just want to sing those songs. My favorite song on that album is a song called Take Courage. If you're going through a tough season, that song will bring you through. That song will bring out your worship. I definitely had a little tough season this past summer, and that song was bringing me through.
That's amazing. I love that. I'm such a big fan of Bethel. I love
I love that. I'm not a big fan of the pastor right now, but we could talk about that on another podcast.
Wait, why?
But you want to know right now? He endorsed Trump.
Oh, Bill Johnson.
Yes.
Well, we'll get to that.
We'll get on another podcast.
That's another episode.
Yeah,
but
that's another episode.
Yeah, I heard that. Okay, yeah, I'm a huge fan of Bethel. One album that I'm listening to right now, if you follow me on Instagram, I usually listen to music on my way to work. Most of the times I'm listening to podcasts, but I always highlight whatever I'm listening to with the hashtag commute soundtrack. So follow me on Instagram, okay? It's NICKITY _. So that's a little plug. But yeah, one album that I've been really listening to and enjoying is Jordan Armstrong.
Yes.
He's an artist that has been around for a little bit, but I kind of have. Yeah, I've been recently introduced to him, and he has an EP. His latest EP is called Vibes. And it's pretty dope.
Honestly, this may be a hot take.
But
to me, out of all the Christian music, including worship albums, including gospel music, that means Travis Green, Tasha Cobbs, all these people that came out this year, I think this project was the best.
It was, wow. That's a hot take.
Honestly.
I
loved it.
And it's very rare that you find an album or an EP that you listen to on the first go round and you're like jamming. This is so good.
Jam with these songs.
Yes. So my favorite track on the EP, it has 7 songs on it. But my favorite track right now is this. I think it's the first one's called So Much Love.
I don't deserve it. You keep giving me so much love, so much love, so much love, so much love. Whoa. Lord, how can I replace your love? You got so much to give. You give so much love, so much love. Whoa.
The joint is dope. Like I can't.
The thing with his music, I feel like it can get radio play. Like it could fit in with like on a Hot 97, Power 105. Like the joints are dope.
That's so funny because that's how I wasn't introduced to it through Hot 97, but I was at a game night and they were playing all kinds of music, like everything, like all genres. They were playing like Stevie Wonder, they were playing Chris Brown, they were playing everything, and then they were playing Jordan Armstrong, and I'm like, that who? But I don't know this song. Like, who is this? And they told me like, yo, this is a gospel artist, and I'm like, what?
Yeah.
So I listened to it, and I'm so here for it. I love it. So go check out Jordan Armstrong.
Yeah, check him out. Yeah, if I may, I also have a favorite track on there.
Oh, really?
And
Which one?
It's called More, and I love it because it samples No Letting Go.
Yes.
With Wayne Wonder. I heard that joint. I was like, he did not.
He did it.
And he did.
He did it.
And it was good.
It was good. And it was good.
You are more, you're more than just a friend of me, more than just a friend of me. You are more than just a friend of me, more than just a friend of me, more than just a friend.
Yes, so I love that. Is there another artist that you want to highlight?
I feel like it would be remiss not to mention Lecrae.
Yes.
Who dropped an album this week.
New album.
I believe it was called All Things
Work Together.
All Things Work Together.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I got a chance to listen to that over the weekend, and as we all know, Lecrae is kind of like that Christian rap artist who kind of put Christian rap on the map for a lot of people who have no association with like gospel music or Christian rap music. He's very widely accepted by, I guess what people call the quote unquote popular music. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. He's very, very accepted by people who listen to a lot of popular music. And I listened to his album and I thought it was good. I kind of realized that there's like a style of rap that's getting very popular right now. Mm-hmm. And it's making me feel like a little old because I can't get with it too much. Like, you know, the Futures and like the Yachty's. Not saying his sounded completely like that.
Oh, the mumble rap.
Yeah, closer to the mumble rap and stuff like that. He had a lot. He had a few tracks on there that I liked, and then a lot in that style that I thought were good too, but I feel like people who really, really like that style would really, really love this album and think of it as really good. So I would definitely shout that album out. I'm not like, Lecrae's not one of my favorite Christian rappers, but I feel like he's definitely the right person and has the right style to definitely put out a positive message out there to people who may not associate themselves with like Christian music or anything like that.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. And I think that that's the lane that he's trying to create for himself.
Absolutely, yeah. I think he's doing a good job of doing it. So if you're trying to, get into some, maybe you're not a Christian and you want to, listen to some music, or maybe you are a Christian, but you think all Christian music is whack, I'd suggest you listen to Lecrae and Jordan Armstrong.
Yeah.
Listen to those dudes. You'll be good. You'll be set.
Definitely. One more album. It's not really an album. It's an EP that I want to highlight. Is sort of someone that I would say is our friend.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, like
absolutely.
Yeah, y'all need to check out Kadeem Nichols' EP. It's called The Valley. I am obsessed with this EP because the songs are just so well written and it's very musical, and it's such a blessing, honestly. That's one of the albums that, like I said, you listen to it on the first go round and I'm like, nah, I gotta hear this song again. The moment I listened to it, I literally sent it to mad of my friends, like, yo, check this out. And they all were like, oh my gosh, this is so good. One of my favorite songs on it is called Crash.
So we'll take control, 'cause I can't slow down. I'm speeding so fast into the distance. I need you to show me how. 'Cause if I don't, I might just hit a brick wall and just crash and burn right onto the pavement. I might just crash, and all that I've worked for will quickly.
It's amazing. Y'all need to check it out. It's 5 songs on the EP. It's called The Valley, and that's Kadeem Nichols, Nichols.
Yes.
You will love it. Singing bomb, writing bomb, music bomb. It's
Absolutely.
so good. Check it out.
My joint is Love Me Just the Same.
Yes.
I like that joint.
Yes.
You love me just the same. You love me just the same. You love me just the same. Yeah, you love me. Yeah. Oh, you love me. You still love me just the same. Yeah, you love me. Yeah.
That joint is dope. And
So good.
And I know Kadeem personally, and he's, aside from the music, he is a genuine, awesome dude,
Such
man
a
of
good
God.
person, yeah.
Like, great guy right there. So, shout out to Kadeem.
Shout out to Kadeem.
And congrats on the new project.
Word. So check it out. Those were the things that made us happy this week. New music.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, there were things that did not make us happy. Oh boy. There are always things that don't make us happy.
Yeah. Including the next 3 years.
What's going on? What's the bad? What's
boy.
not so great that's happening in the world? Tell us.
Just Donald Trump. Honestly. Just
him.
Donald. What's his middle name?
I don't know.
Donald.
DJT. Some people call him DJT, so it's something with a J.
Donald Closet Supremacist Trump.
Closet? Nah, he came out. Bro.
Yeah. He's out there in his true colors.
Donald Jermaine Trump.
Jermaine. That's not his middle name.
His name is Jermaine.
You can't have a middle name Jermaine and be racist. Like you can't, like what?
His name is not Jermaine.
How?
I'm gonna call it. He would
get okay. Jermaine.
That's phony.
You just give him just a straight up hood name. Just Donald Jamal Jaquan Trump.
Mad ethnic.
Oh my gosh.
What did he do now? What did he do now?
So
take your time.
Oh boy. President Donald Trump was speaking to a crowd in Huntsville, Alabama on Friday night. Mm-hmm. And he has something to say about the NFL players who would kneel during the national anthem. Now, as we know, Colin Kaepernick has been, famous or in the news for kneeling during the national anthem and is now without an NFL job.
Which is crazy.
Which is absolutely crazy. People were already calling, for NFL boycotts and stuff like that because they wouldn't sign him to a team. Mm-hmm. So Trump is out there in the middle of Huntsville, Alabama. Mm-hmm. It's a state that might be associated with racism. I don't know. But he says, wouldn't you love to see one of these NFL owners, when somebody disrespects our flag, to say, get that, and I cannot say this on our podcast, but I'm just going to say the initials, SOB.
Okay.
Get that SOB off the field right now. He's fired. He's fired. And the crowd was all riled up.
He said this?
He spoke. He didn't tweet this. He spoke this. These are the literal words that came out of his mouth.
Wow.
Basically saying that son of a female dog needs to get out of here. He's fired.
Wow. That's gross.
So
he's so annoying. Okay, go. Okay.
That's just the NFL. In the NBA, we're about to start a training camp. I'm saying we, like I'm part of it.
You are. You could be down.
Yeah, I'm definitely down. Got some jumps. That's the terminology. Yes. Right. Clearly, I don't have any. Clearly, I have no hops. But they're starting training camp, and it was press day. So the Golden State Warriors are the current NBA champions. Mm-hmm. And as with any champion in a sports organization, they get invited to the White House. Yep. Now, from even before this, the players have been talking about possibly not going to the White House. Mm-hmm. And they said, you know what? I think on Saturday or Sunday, they were going to get together as a team and discuss whether or not they should go to the White House. Mm-hmm. So when Steph Curry was asked about, their decision, he said, you know what? It's something we all got to do as a team. But honestly, I know my decision. If it was up to me, we're not going or whatever. I believe, we need to, stand up for something, bigger. So Trump tweeted on Saturday morning, going to the White House is considered a great honor for a championship team. Stephen Curry is hesitating. Therefore, invitation is withdrawn.
Oh my gosh. Typical
our president.
Fragile masculinity. He is so full of himself.
He has withdrawn the invitation to the Golden State Warriors, which prompted LeBron James of the Cleveland Cavaliers, who was defeated in the NBA Finals.
Yes, he was.
His first two words.
Aww. Why you had to say it like that? LeBron. Okay, go.
You bum.
That is such a classic response.
Oh, Lord. Woo, you bum. Oh, Lord. I love it. Well, let me give you my full thoughts on that statement. But you bum. Steph Curry.
That's first of all, that is so black.
No, you know
that is so black.
You know what's the best part of it? He didn't even fully spell out you.
He put the letter U.
Capital U. Capital U bum. Trump, you ain't worthy of proper grammar.
Okay.
You bum. Steph Curry already said he ain't going! ! So therefore, ain't no invite. Going to the White House was a great honor until you showed up. Oh. Clearly, LeBron James tweeted this.
Oh, man.
It was clearly an immediate response to the tweet.
Yeah, he didn't run that by his publicist.
Honestly, in all fairness, as much as I dislike Trump, I don't think you should call the president of the United States a bum.
No, I'm fully in support of this.
At the same time, I still want my You Bum t-shirt at the same time.
Nah, I need a dad cap that just says You bum. That's it.
Oh, that's Lord. It. That was gold.
Classic.
That was gold.
I'm fully in support of this, LeBron.
That was gold.
Okay.
So now on Sunday, a lot of the NFL teams decided to show their solidarity or discuss dislike of President Trump's comments. Some players linked arms standing while the national anthem was going on. Mm-hmm. A lot of players took a knee. I believe a whole team even stayed in their locker room during the national anthem. A lot of people had a lot of things to say. So it sparked a lot of movement, I should say.
Yeah.
I felt like it was Trump versus sports this weekend. You know what I mean? And so this is what Trump tweeted after, seeing what the teams decided to do on Sunday. He said, "Great solidarity for our national anthem and for our country. Standing with locked arms is good. Kneeling is not acceptable. Wow. Bad ratings.
Wow.
Exclamation point.
Bad ratings?
Yes. And then he tweeted minutes later, pleased to inform that the champion Pittsburgh Penguins of the NHL will be joining me at the White House for the ceremony.
Oh,
great team.
He got the hockey people behind
him. He got the hockey people. Surprising. Oh, cute. Cute. Anyway, the NHL, America's most beloved sport.
Right.
Lord. You know, it's a shame. It's a shame. And this is our president for at least the next 3 years. To me, I would think that a president who had some kind of care for all kinds of people within his country would maybe try to understand Steph Curry's reasoning, or maybe think like...
Do you really think so? This man? This one?
No, I would say a president.
Oh, a president.
A president.
Okay. Yeah.
A true, rightful, qualified president, seeing that someone clearly feels that you are discriminatory against a certain group of people, might want to try to not, represent that image, or might maybe want to try to attack that first,
right?
As opposed to just disinviting the team. That's your main concern. It's not like this team isn't coming to the White House because they feel that I stand for discrimination, that I stand for segregation, all these things. No. You're not invited to the White House. Right. You're hesitating on. Didn't even outright, reject the invitation. Right. Oh, good Lord. Nicole? What do you have to say about all this?
He's a clown. I can't. I don't take anything that he says seriously. I think it was CNN talked about this on the channel on the news, and Charlamagne screenshotted it and posted it. They gave a sort of rundown of Trump's Twitter fingers since Saturday morning.
Oh, yes, I saw this.
He tweeted 16 times about sports and the national anthem. He tweeted twice about healthcare. He tweeted once about taxes, once about North Korea, and 0 times about Puerto Rico, who is in crisis. Mind you, Puerto Rico is a part of the United States. And he's not saying anything about it. It's just... so crazy. Even Mark Anthony tweeted, Mark Anthony?
He a singer?
He's J-Lo's ex.
Yes.
Yeah, he's a singer. He goes, Mr. President, and I'm just going to say, he said, Mr. President, STFU about NFL. Do something about our people in need in Puerto Rico. We are American citizens too. Which is true. But it's he's God. Like a child who can't focus, who's running around. You can't get him to focus and actually make a decision or just make sound judgment or say anything that makes sense. So my expectations of whatever he says or tweets are extremely low. I'm not surprised by anything he does. It's disgusting. Absolutely. But I'm not oh, wow, I didn't think he was going to say that one. But no, I'm not. Self-care for me looks like not paying attention to whatever he says. Look, I don't business. I really don't.
He clearly knows the people that's supporting him. Clearly, being on their side and everything like that. Another thing people were pointing out is that when it came to the people in Charlottesville, he said there were very fine people on both sides.
Yeah.
Yet NFL players who kneel, they're son of female dogs.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yo, that's crazy.
So
that's crazy.
He would
wow.
Viciously so viciously attack people who believe they are standing for the unity and for people who are being oppressed. He would come at them, but he would pander to people who stand for white supremacy, who stand for the intolerance of a certain group of people, black people, minorities. And especially a month after these riots in Charlottesville, after someone drove their car into a group of people, after all that chaos, no harsh words for that, but for people who kneel.
That's crazy.
Oh boy, what a time.
Yeah, what a time.
What a time we live in. But shout out to all those who are protesting, who are deciding not to watch the NFL. Shout out to Jay-Z, who reportedly rejected an invitation to perform at the Super Bowl halftime show.
Is this why?
I believe this is why, because of Colin Kaepernick. So this is what it kind of started with. So even before this, he had already rejected performing at the Super Bowl halftime show because it seemed like the owners were freezing out Colin Kaepernick. At least that's what's being reported.
Yeah.
But yeah, the NFL needs to choosy this day. Mm-hmm. Who you gonna stand with? Because it took them a little too long to decide to jointly protest against Trump.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm sure next week there will be new developments in this story because every day there's more. Every single day there's more. But that brings us to our glorious thought. Not really related to that, but today what we're going to talk about is something that we all experience in some way or another. Maybe you've done it, maybe you haven't. I'm sure you have. But we want to talk about gossiping.
Yes.
Gossiping. Because I feel like in today's generation, I'll call it a T generation. What's T? Like somebody always
Generation
got the T. Generation T. Everybody got the T. Like there's always something. And I'm not even gonna front. I participate in the tea spilling. Yeah. I have. But honestly, if you really if we think about it as Christians, like what is that doing for our community?
Right. Well, what would you say is gossip?
Well, okay. So for me, I was thinking about it, and I think what classifies gossip as gossip is intention. Is really intention, right? So if we look at the Webster's definition of gossip, gossip is defined as idle talk or rumor, especially about the personal or private affairs of others.
Yes.
I see it as a matter of intention.
Yeah, like
I see it as the why behind what you're doing.
Right, like for the sake of like
for what? Yeah, why are you doing this? Like sometimes it's not. That I might be wrong because sometimes it's just like, oh, did you hear XYZ? Yeah. But if you really think about it, the intention behind that is to do what?
Exactly.
Right. So I don't know. What are your thoughts on this?
Well, I was actually going to ask you a question. Like, what do you think it is about gossip that's so like? Cause like I'm not gonna lie, like it's like know, like I'm not gonna say I spilled tea, but I'm definitely got my cup open, like hey, pour me a little bit of tea.
Yeah. What is it about it that's so like contagious and infectious and all of that? I definitely think that social media has had a huge influence on us in what we consume. We consume a lot of nothingness.
Yeah.
Like like so much that has nothing to do about anything.
But yeah, like when you think about it, right? Like the genius thing about social media, like when it first came around, like I guess it felt like that deep desire to just like know what's going on in people's lives. Absolutely. In a sense, right? Yeah. You're looking at people's Instagram pictures and you're seeing what they're doing and you're interested in people's statuses and stuff like that.
Yep, piecing stories together about people's lives based on what they're posting and just a whole bunch of things that at the end of the day really does not matter. Yeah. It doesn't matter.
And that gossip kind of just gives you the behind the scenes of the life, especially if you're seeing somebody doing really well.
Exactly.
And you hear something real juicy about them. It's just like yeah.
Yep. Did you hear this? Did you see this? And it's always so funny because whenever I take time away from social media or from or anything like that, I just feel so much more productive. I feel so much more in tune with myself. I feel so much more in tune with God. I just feel so much more grounded.
Yeah.
When I sort of disconnect from like the tea, the gossip, the shade room, like everything that's
those
meaningless.
Are like the popular things out there. The shade room.
The shade room. Everything that's meaningless.
Tea and shade.
But that's on the social media level. If we bring it down to our day-to-day, our circles, our friends, our associates, people we know. What is gossip doing for us?
Yeah.
What is it doing to us?
Right. And I was thinking about that, and I felt like, at least for me, when I was thinking about it, gossip breeds like two things. It breeds fakeness, right?
Yep.
Because let's say someone told you something about somebody else, and then when you see that person, you kind of got to act like you don't know, but you already know about that person. And it's just like, hey, I kind of know this thing about you, but I'm just going to, smile or whatever. And then it breeds distrust. Because if you find out, like, someone spread something about you, or people are talking about you, you're not gonna want to talk about your life openly.
Right.
Even if you see someone discussing something with somebody else, it may not even be about you.
Right.
But if you see that in the community you're in, you're just gonna be like, whoa.
Yeah.
Like, I can't really say what's going on, which could, and like things we've talked about before on the past in this podcast, we need to be a community where people can openly talk about things that may not be going well in their lives, and find a safe haven or find help where they can be helped, not find a person who's looking for a juicy story to tell somebody else and not really help that person.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think it also breeds like division, like in communities. I think that
it's usually how that gossip is obtained, right? Sometimes you don't have the full story.
Sometimes it's not even true.
So if you're spreading around something that's not even true, and it gets around, you're like literally damaging somebody's reputation.
Yeah, and that's why my whole thing is about intention. Like, why are you doing this?
Yeah.
What is your motive in telling people this thing that may or may not be true? If you know it's something that's negative, if you know it's something that will sort of damage a person's character, but you still decide to go and tell people. I think for me, one thing that I do, first of all, I'm just going to say, yes, I've engaged in tea or whatever. I've gossiped, yes.
I think everybody had a little bit of Lipton.
Right, but one thing I hate, and hate is a strong word, but I really hate it. I don't like drama. I don't like drama. I do everything in my power to stay out the mix. Like, I always say that. Like, I don't want to be, I hate being mixy. I don't like drama.
I don't
like he say, she say.
Sometimes there's certain people who love having that hand in hand. They love the gossip and they love the drama that comes. They love it. And inserting themselves into it. And maybe somebody has said something about somebody else, so they go and tell that person, oh, this person said this about you, and they're just feeding
ridiculous. It's even to the point where there's so many, like, I don't know how many of our listeners are from Brooklyn or whatever. They're like concerts and events that I don't even go to because it's just too mixy. Like it's too much drama, and who saw her there with this and who's doing this and who's with him. Like, no, I'm not interested. So one thing that I do, like, I've been intentional about, the buck stops with me. If you tell me something, number one, if it's not like something that I want to engage in, I'm not even going to engage you in that. Like, don't come to me with that, honestly. And number two, if I do hear something, I'm not going to go around telling people, like, because I don't like drama. Like, I don't like the mix. I don't like to be in the mix. So I do my best to stay out of that, because honestly, it just brings division.
Yeah. Like, if ever we are to come across some bad news about somebody or something going on in somebody's personal life, our first thought shouldn't be to, tell the next person or something like that. It should really be to pray for that person, you know, as cliche and as Christianese as it sounds, especially in this tea generation. And, we got to get off the tea, we got to get off that caffeine. I'm speaking to myself. I'm speaking to myself out here. Yeah, we got to really make sure our heart is to see this other person do better and to do good and to
That's the thing.
Hold them up.
Ding, ding, ding.
Yeah.
I really feel like it's a matter of the heart. It's where your heart is. If you desire to genuinely see even people who you quote unquote don't like, if you genuinely desire to see them do well, even if it's not related or connected to you, if it has nothing to do with you, like, gossip won't be a part of your everyday routine. If you genuinely desire, some people like to see people doing bad.
Yeah.
Some people just like to know. It feels better for them to see that other people are not doing well.
Absolutely.
Like, there she go. She pregnant again. There she go. Oh, they broke up, or this, that. Like, people like when misery loves company. It's a fact. I truly believe it's a fact. Misery loves company. So check your heart. Like, I feel like it definitely is a matter of the heart, in that if you really genuinely want to see people do well, then you won't be, like, gossip won't be a part of your life. There is this, I would say, a principle. It's an ancient principle that says that there is good in everyone. The core of everyone is goodness. And I really believe that. Like, I feel like situations and beliefs and upbringings and culture definitely affect and chip away and layer the goodness. But I think the core of every human being is good. And if you believe that, if you live your life with that belief, you'll treat people in a way that you want to see them do well. And that's something that I've sort of implemented in my life. Like even people that I don't like, that I'm really sort of like, I don't really bangs with you like that because you did this one thing. I believe that at the core of you, there's goodness. And so, no, I'm going to choose not to sort of, tell everybody, what's going on or that kind of thing. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. I definitely, I'm slightly different. I believe there's the potential to do good in everybody.
Okay.
And I believe everyone has the capacity to change, no matter where they are. Mm-hmm. And I believe that we should believe that about everybody.
Yeah.
We should believe in their ability to change. Mm-hmm. And regardless of what kind of person you believe somebody is, it shouldn't affect your ability to love them and see them as a human being overall. Right. Mm-hmm. And so let's think about that next time we hear stories that these people are not characters in a story. They're not like inanimate objects. They're real human people living real human lives that can die the next day, that can feel very real emotions, very real overwhelming emotions. Mm-hmm. And at the end of the day, we're called to, love one another. Like, we're all here on this earth. We're all humans. We're all created by God. Mm-hmm. So if what you're saying is not done out of that spirit, out of that love, then chances are you're probably gossiping, and you should not do it.
Yeah. Yep. And back to the intentions point, there's a scripture that says, Ephesians 4:29 says, "Do not let any unwholesome talk come out of your mouths, but only what is helpful for building others up according to their needs, that it may benefit those who listen."
Yeah.
I feel like that's so clear. That needs no further explanation. Let no unwholesome talk come from your mouth, but only what is helpful for building others up.
Absolutely.
Right? Some people would take that and say, yeah, so I'm telling you this just for you to pray for them.
Yes.
Like, people use
Check
that as
yourself.
an excuse. People, he beat her up, but just pray for them.
And let me tell you the details. Lord, no.
Then she called the cops, but just keep them in prayer. No, girl.
Don't try to use that as a shield. And no, nobody's gonna benefit from hearing about somebody else's downfall. Okay,
exactly.
That's not how you benefit. That's not what the word meant.
Right.
No.
Right.
All right.
So yeah, check your heart. Definitely do a heart check on that, and definitely pray for people, like you said.
Yeah, absolutely. Take it easy on the T. All right.
Take it easy on the T.
Don't overdo it. Okay.
That wraps up our glorious thought in this week's episode. If you have any comments, or we've been getting some really good emails, one that brought me to tears recently.
Yes.
So good. We love hearing from you guys. So check us out. Email us at goodbadglory@gmail.com. We are still taking nominations for the winners of the week, so we can highlight our friends for the good things that they're doing in the community. So go ahead and email us at goodbadglory@gmail.com. You can also follow us on Instagram and Twitter at goodbadglory. Also, we have a Facebook page. That's the Good, the Bad, and the Glory. So go ahead and like us. We post on there.
And don't forget to leave us a review.
Yes.
Some people have told us that sometimes they have some issues when it comes to posting up a review. I don't know. iTunes needs to get their lives together.
iTunes, man.
But, just keep trying a few more times. If it doesn't work on your phone, try a computer. But we definitely really do appreciate the wonderful reviews and the wonderful ratings. Even if you can't leave a full written review, just, click the little 5-star. Just click it. That's it. And that's all you got to do. So we would really appreciate it. And we definitely already appreciate you guys. Like Nicky said, we love getting those emails.
Yes. I'm still saying, where can they find you?
You guys can find me at Oh My Lord, OHMILORD. That is on Twitter and Instagram, and on Snapchat you can find me at Proverbs Boy, PROVERBSBOY. Add me. Say you're from the podcast. I love to make new friends.
Yes, talk to me too. Follow me at NICKITY_, and that's on Twitter and Instagram. Again, that's NICKITY_. And that wraps up our show.
Yes. And remember, no matter what we talk about, whether it's good or bad, it's all for the glory. Yay. See you guys next week.